Oh, hey, didn't see you there. Have you ever bought a product set that includes the product you're looking for and a bunch of other stuff you didn't really want, but the deal was good and can't hurt, right? Let's say you bought a tool set or something that had that one specific tool you needed, but whatever, it was a good deal for the rest, or a kitchen set, a knife set, something like that. Well, that's the situation I'm in here with my 1990 Navistar International school bus. The front is International. Back is optional extra for what I need it for. Let me take you on a short tour of the 40 feet of absolute machine you're looking at right now. We've got, we got in there in the end, 2 fully charged Group 31 batteries, an air drain. Doesn't work. This doesn't work either. A 3/4 tank of diesel. You can bet we're siphoning that back out. Luxury luggage compartments on both sides of this thing. Fully functional headlights and taillights, along with emergency exits that work. As you can see. Oh. And the most important part of all, what's under the hood. Underneath this entire mess that you're looking at right here is an International DT466. This engine, if you didn't watch the last video, is going to become our new power plant for the Dresser TD12 Dozer. And we'll begin by picking up right where we left off. In the last video, we ended by me getting the engine into the shop and propping it up on a pallet. The following video clips you're about to see are from that point to getting the engine torn completely down to take off all the Dozer specific stuff like the injection pump and some other things. There's time-lapse clips and some other things in there. After that section will be school bus engine removal. So stick around for that. In the meantime, while you're all watching me take an engine apart and fun stuff like that, I got to do the less fun part and back this thing up over into the grass and wash the engine bay area out so that it's clean. I'm going to get nasty, but I'm sure you're tired of seeing pressure washing clips by now. So I'm going to do it while you're watching that, and we'll come right back and start working on that school bus. There you go. Nice. Okay, that was pretty easy to get that off. Now we're going to move on to the boost pipe, which might be fun because those, I believe, are going into aluminum, so it's going to be awesome. Let's take it easy. So next up, the right thing to do now, it would be to pull this turbo elbow off, which I don't know about the odds of that one, and go ahead and pull this valve cover off to get to the bolts underneath the valve cover. And let's just pull this valve cover off together so we can get a little bit of a closer look at what might be going on under here. Okay. I got all the head bolts. Unfastened. I got all the head bolts unfastened. I got the rocker assembly off. We're at the point now where I need to pull these push rods and then pull this head. One of the push rods is bent. Cylinder 4, which is the cylinder that the piston exited from, has a bent exhaust valve. Somehow the intake valve didn't bend, but I think because it was such a spur of the moment happening, it happened so fast, the exhaust valve happened to be down when the piston came up and whacked it. Whacking the valve, hitting the rocker, and the weakest link, which is always what gives way, was that push rod. So push rod on cylinder 4, exhaust is bent, but no big deal, because if I'm getting a spare engine, if I'm working with a spare engine, none of this is really going to matter except for this intake and a couple other things I need to steal. So here's where we're at. All these have quite a bit of water in them from sitting. It's not a ton. It wasn't enough to lock it up or anything, but it does have water in it. This is our affected cylinder right here. I want to show you guys something pretty neat. Camera can focus on that. That down there, that is a liner fracture. Right there. Runs all the way around the liner. What I think happened, definitely what happened, when that piston exited the side there, it kicked over to the side pretty heavily, as you can see, which meant the force was exerted on the bottom of the liner in there to this side, which fractured the liner. So the liner's actually split in two pieces and the bottom of it is kicked over like this, just a tiny bit. So that's pretty cool. There you go. That is okay, starter is now off. So this side's basically nothing but bare block. You can see this a little better now. Oh yeah. Also got to pull the flex plate flywheel out. It's not technically a flywheel because it spins a torque converter, but it's as big as one. So if I call it flywheel a couple times, my bad. Anyway. There's that torque converter bolt I lost. just because I know it already has to come off, let's go ahead and take this crank pulley off. On Internationals, it's a 3-bolt pattern, which kind of makes it suck when you have to rotate it over, for instance, pulling torque converter bolts out. Very, very light. Right. Work it off evenly if possible. I'm running out of battery on this camera, so I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward to where this is off and we can actually get this thing kind of picked up off the ground and take all the stuff off here. So I'll fast forward a little bit and I'll see you when it's time. Almost there, just gotta kind of pick this thing up here in a minute and drain the oil. Once I'm done draining the oil, I can pull the rear bell housing off, pan off.
Oh, there goes your gasket.
What? You think I'm gonna save that? None of this engine's gonna be saved. Okay, that's the bell housing off. Now just got to move to whacking this pan off real quick, and then we'll be able to kind of get a closer look at what's going on underneath. Okay, so here's where we're at. That is proof right there. This thing has been sitting for a long time. That's like sludge and leaves built up in the bottom there. And yeah, that pickup's pretty nasty too. So that's gonna have to be pressure washed. Next up, I'm gonna get rid of those pig mats, the used ones, lay down some new ones and set this engine down on them for now. I got where I needed to today, for the most part. Gonna pull that pipe off the side there, and then this thing will be pretty much completely stripped down, minus the cam crank and pistons, which I'm not gonna be reusing because I'm certain they have quite a bit of metal in them, so that's neat. It's time to take the hood off of this bus. I've already gone ahead and started on taking the hood harness out. Let me show you what I've got done here. So this is where we're at right now. This right here is the bulkhead connector for these International 3800 series rigs. So this bus is based on an International 3800 from 1990, or around there. And they have a bulkhead connector. This one kind of goes to your engine side, and then they actually make it pretty easy. This goes to the hood side right here. So you just take this piece off that holds the two connectors in, and you slide this connector forward, twist it, and then pull it out, and that disconnects your harness going clear out to the hood. We're gonna go ahead and pull it off from the hood hinge right here, and then I'm just gonna flop it into the hood there. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and lay this guy up in here, just like that. Now that's on that side. This is always fun. I'm sure you can't hear me very well over the sound of this fine machine I'm currently driving, but no big deal. Weasel my way in here. Make sure not to whack the bus. Pull this pin out, but carefully. Okay, we're sitting on the pallet. Sure is. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and pull that side back as well. There we go. Let's get this thing out of here. Man, am I glad the world went to fiberglass hoods. No idea where I'm going to put this thing right now, but I'll worry about that later. Next step moving forward is going to be draining the radiator out. That's the next part that probably needs to come out. Remove these upper radiator mounts, the hoses, and then the main rad mounts here on the sides and down below. And then come in with forklift with the jib and pick it up and out. Then I can start looking at stuff like reservoirs, like power steering reservoir, the air compressor, stuff that's on or around the engine and radiator area that needs to come off before this engine can come this way. Oh yeah, that's been closed for a long time. I'd have to use some specialized pliers or the fix-it-all here. Leatherman. There we go. Wasn't quite what I had in mind, because that's not where that hose is, but me stuff. Oh, there's some good power steering fluidage. Time lapse time. Oh, reminds me of a song. One piece at a time. And we'll see how much access we got in the front now. And here's where we're at. Getting that radiator off leaves a whole lot more room in the front here. You can see the front engine mount. It's your typical truck style where it bolts to a cross member up here. So I should just be able to either take those out or take the 4 behind the crank pulley off and hoist this thing up and out. It'd be easier just to take the front mount bolts. It'd be easier just to take them out of the cross member though. So that's where we're at right now. Coolant's draining. These are heavy, so you gotta be kind of careful with them. The reason I'm doing it this way is because I want to leave the air system for the most part hooked up. Got some more stuff stripped off the front of this thing and around kind of got the harness right here. I'm gonna start laying it behind everything. And then I found the engine tag on the top of the intake manifold. And it says that we have a 210 horsepower 466, which for the standard DT 466 was the highest offered in this platform. If it was a DTA, you could have had up to 245 horsepower. We're getting there, we're getting there. I'm gonna pull the doghouse off here in a short minute because I have to get to some of the stuff back there, tucked in the back of the engine bay. That's how this works. There's our turbo. It's got quite a bit of axial end play there in the shaft, which does mean, unfortunately, that turbo is probably on its way out. Usually you'll see up and down play on a turbo is fine, especially a journal style bearing, because those are soaked in oil, similar to a crankshaft bearing would be, a rod bearing. It's soaked in oil, and that hydrodynamic suspension, as they call it, suspends the shaft of the turbo in there. So when it's sitting for a while and the oil drains down, there should be up and down play. Axial play, or fore and aft play, is the thrust part of it starting to wear out. So it's kind of like a thrust bearing on a crankshaft where it stops or reduces the play going this way to a set amount. It's the same thing. And when they go around many times, all the time, especially on a bus like this where it's had some hours put on it, they wear out. And unfortunately, this one is just about there. You can feel, when you can feel it pretty good and you can hear it. Let's see if you can hear that. When you can hear that play going in and out, that's usually a sign that turbo's on its way out. So I'll keep it on the shelf regardless, but it's gonna need a new one. All right, guys, it's time to get this engine out of here. Let's knock this thing out. I'm done kind of disconnecting a bunch of stuff. I just got a few little clamps. It's time to knock this thing out of here. So I'm gonna time lapse the rest of this, and then I'm gonna film the part where we get this engine backed up out of here. It's gonna be a little tight because you don't have very much room between the valve cover and the PCV and the doghouse, but there should be enough there to get it up over the exhaust. I've already disconnected the exhaust at the V-band clamp. Just got a couple little things left to go now, so let's get to it. It's pretty close to getting this engine out. I literally just have to take off the bell housing bolts. But first, let's support that transmission. Okay, I got some straps that I think are gonna work. This one might actually work pretty good, and this is one of them cheapy DeWalt units, but should be able to hang some weight off of it. What I'm gonna try and do here is try and run something. I'm gonna try and run these two straps, one across the tail section and one across right before where the bell housing meets up with the transmission bell housing on truck style stuff. The bell housings are a circular pattern, so when you put a support strap, it'll actually kind of hold that strap in there. What I should do, actually, they give these buses a nice nifty little pocket you can sit in. Yeah, okay. Here we go. All right, folks, it's that time of the project, of course. Now we got to clean some stuff. And you know, our favorite product here at Northwest Equipment has always been and always will be Super Clean. I got a couple bottles of stuff. Got some of the foaming stuff today. couple of things before we clean this thing up. Super Clean says that their product works best with cold water. So what you're gonna wanna do is lay on a nice heavy layer just like this. And once you get that heavy layer, let it soak, let it bubble, and kind of eat away at the grease, dirt, and grime. And then come back with a hose and hose it off, making sure to cover off any crucial parts of your engine like your intake, etc., fuel lines, whatever. And of course, if you find pumping the bottle to be too much work, there's a solution for that too, and that is the aerosol can. Here at Northwest Equipment, the aerosol can is our favorite. So you can just kind of come up here and fog it down just like this. Get in all the tight, nitty-gritty spots. Again, highly recommend Super Clean for use with your projects. You can see it just rinsing that dirt right off. Bringing back that sweet Navistar blue that's going away. Okay, this time, strip this thing down. Roll time lapse. Here's where we're at. Injection pump is off. The intake is off. Exhaust is off. Our bell housing is off. Starter is off. Basically, all that's left is balancer and front cover. Let me time lapse the cleanup. Kind of get this area dolled up so it doesn't look as terrible. I'll see you guys right after. It's time to yard this timing cover off. When you pull these oil pumps, make sure to keep the area you're working in clean, but also if you're gonna set that pump down, keep that area clean. Here's your oil pump. We're gonna set the pieces over here, making sure not to get any dirt in them. I'm gonna go ahead and put gloves on before I touch this. What I've found works best for removing this key is a chisel punch and light tapping. Any more than some light taps and you risk slipping and hitting the oil pump drive or something like that. That's not what you want to do. There we go. And I'll take this guy off. Alrighty, folks. So, timing cover's off. It looks really clean under here, and you can very obviously tell that it's been into before. Let's go ahead and move on now to pulling the oil pan off.
That would have been slightly easier.
Oh, my gasket. Okay, one of the first things I'm noticing up here is this thing has definitely been rebuilt. One of the ways I know that, at least it's been in-framed anyway, is rod caps are all numbered. 1 and 1, 2 and 2, 3 and 3, 4 and 4, 5 and 5, 6 and 6. So rod and rod cap are matched pair. Somebody has at least done pistons in this thing or similar, maybe piston rings. I mean, they look pretty much brand new. So that's good. All right, folks, let me update you on where we're at now. Got the exhaust manifold on, and got the turbo on, which is a bit of a bear to do because I had to pull the seal sleeve out of this turbo, which was absolutely stuck. So I can reclock this turbo, figure out where that's gonna go. We're gonna repeat this for all of them to capture some B-roll. And loosen all of these, making sure not to take them out. That is not what you want to really do. There we go. Alrighty, so timing cover's on. That wasn't super hard. Had a little tear in the gasket I had to fill in with some RTV silicone. So we're gonna go ahead and cut to a week from now and crank this thing out. We are really close to getting the oil pan on, filling it up with oil, putting the bell housing on, the starter on, the injection pump, all the lines and everything. and then test firing this thing to see how it's going to run with that dozer pump with the bus injectors. I don't really know how everything's going to mix yet. Hopefully they're the same. Hopefully maybe they got a little bit more of a bump in power. Let's go ahead and cut forward a week from now. I'll see you guys then.
The hydro locking, or was that trying to fire?
I know we shouldn't use it for diesel. Can you see it again?
No, I was watching. Hey, is that hydro lock or?
Forty.
40. Okay, that's good.
I was expecting louder.
Slap it in.
Kind of like.
Might need some assistance. Okay.
You're gonna have to curl back or you're gonna hit the ceiling and get out of here.
Yeah.
Lighting's not very good over here. Color is. Well, it's gonna. There's side panels and stuff to go there. We'll be alright. There's a little bit. So we'll grab the wire. I hope this camera angle is good. I can't see.
Right there.
Sir, what are your thoughts on the situation?
Not good. It's in, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is that the right motor?
Oh, I didn't check the inventory.
Darn it.
Take it back out. Morning, folks. Slammed the engine in there last night, or yesterday evening, I should say. It was kind of a scramble to get it in there because we had the people and we had the time. So it's in, and I know it's the wrong color yellow, but hopefully the camera makes it look right. So now I'm going to put in all the engine mount bolts, put in the bell housing bolts. There's Gavin over there, and then put in the flex plate bolts, and then after that hook up all the 3 wires that this engine takes, and then hook up fuel and see where that takes us. So stay tuned. Hopefully this thing will be running in the dozer in a little bit here. Then I can drop the radiator in and do all that other fun stuff later. So here we go.
stand.
Good spot right here.
Yeah. We will find out. Battery number 1. It's gonna look like a mess because
It is.
it's supposed to take 4 batteries and I'm only gonna get it 2.
Yeah, ready?
You got it on film here. That's nice clean water.
Good coolant.
Fire it up.
Oh, this seat's
Oh yeah,
awesome.
do you even have key on power and everything?
Don't know. Well, folks, there you have it. My 1984 Dresser TD12 now runs, granted, with an entirely new block. But it does run, it runs good. It stays cool while driving it around. And everything appears to operate as it should. The transmission shifts great, the clutch pressures are great, all the cylinders work. The only leaking cylinder is this one right here. It's a really minor leak that takes a long time to kind of show itself, so I'm not too worried about that yet. All that's left to do now is a bunch of minor details, and you can keep an eye out on YouTube Shorts. Maybe there'll be another part to the series sometime in the future, if I have some work for it to do in the near future or not. This machine is going to be passed on to a new owner at some point. That was my ultimate goal. Our goal here is to show you that you can work on these machines yourself. They're nothing to be afraid of as long as you have tools. This is Mid Northwest Equipment, and remember, find something worth working on.